Daimon Johnson here. Thank you all for being here for my feasibility study of establishing why there's not an NFL team in Los Angeles. And that's me. I will first start, what exactly is the NFL and what would it mean to LA? The NFL would mean a lot to LA. First, it would mean money, jobs, and just that sense of being the second largest media market in America, and it would bring a NFL team here to Los Angeles. It would also bring close to $2 billion in money from, say, Super Bowls to games, concessions, you name it, they have it, but that's the reason why. How long has the NFL been around LA? Well, the NFL been around, it's been around since 1950. It came to LA in 1950 as well. It was started in, one of the first teams was the Los Angeles Rams. It was started in Los Angeles in 1950. But they left in 1995 and went on to St. Louis. I guess you wonder why I have such an interest in the NFL, especially in Los Angeles. Well, as a kid watching television, it seemed like the Rams were always on television in Louisiana. So I became a fan, even though we had the Saints, but the Saints were always losing, so the Rams were always on television, so I became a Rams fan. And now that we have a chance to possibly get it back, I'm looking forward to possibly doing whatever I could to get it back to LA. The past, as you can see, some of you may remember the Rams. We also had the Raiders, and those are pictures of the Rams. Now, the Raiders have been discussed about coming back as well, as long as so are the Rams and the Chargers. Now, the Chargers are possibly our longest shot of getting the Chargers because they're right there in San Diego. But definitely the Raiders are looking to come back to LA and as well as the Rams. My no and the present, my no, well, the present is, of course, the Chargers, bringing the Rams back to LA. There's also a proposed stadium, as you can see, which is the Los Angeles Stadium. And that's a picture of the Raiders and the 49ers, but the Raiders are scoring a touchdown on the 49ers. I have to put that in there, ladies and gentlemen, because Doc told me I would get an A for the night if I put the 49ers in my presentation. And I did. So anyway, I do not forget my no hypothesis. What I did use SPSS like all of you. But unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to put all the nice numbers and pictures. I do have some, but not as much as you would possibly like. But with my null hypothesis, it was measured age versus distance to the stadium. Now, the age, I went to 0 to 18, 19 to 35, and believe it or not, you can see where here, 11 to 25, I had 35 total. 11 to 25 with the frequency, valid percent, and it was on the chi-square along with the age. As you can see, the significance was that you had more folks interested between the ages of 31 and 55 of bringing the NFL back rather than the distance to the stadium. They did not correlate at all. So that's why I used distance to the stadium and age. The NFL interest level, LA. As you can see, interest level, strongly agree, not as many, about 20%, and neutral, not that many. Now, I did use social media as my data collection and being able to find out exactly who was interested. I was trying to get 50 surveys, but I was only able to get 35. I used Facebook for social media. Now, I was never a Facebook person before I sat in this class, and Carolina helped me out to get a Facebook page. That was never my thing. Most of my friends were from, and family, of course, from the South, so they could care less. So, of course, I had to get some of you in the class to get on Facebook and be my friend so you could actually take the survey. And just over the way, I found folks that was able to take the survey for me. And I was able to get 35. It took about 2.5 weeks to get 35. It was a little frustrating because I expected more people, especially more sports-minded individuals, to be able to take that survey with no problem. But as John said, just a simple 7-8 question survey, people found it hard to take. The NFL in LA. In recent months, there have been talk, but the talks have also stalled. It's been quite, I would say the last 2.5 months, we haven't really heard anything of the NFL coming back to LA. But as you can see, the citizens of Inglewood and Carson are really pushing for stadiums. And if an NFL team were to come back, we may have 2 stadiums and 3 teams here. And it's the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Rams. As you know, the Chargers are in San Diego, but that's the longest shot, but they still would like to come to the LA market. Even though they do have fans, I think they don't have as many fans as they would like to have, because the San Francisco fans are very rampant here in LA County. Inglewood Stadium, Carson Stadium. These are 2 drawings of what Inglewood Stadium would look like, which Inglewood Stadium, if you're familiar with the Inglewood area, it would be where the old Hollywood Park is, right off of Prairie and Century, and Carson Stadium would be right off the 405. So 2 nice looking stadiums, and one would be called Los Angeles Stadium, and the other one would, Los Angeles Stadium would be the Inglewood Stadium, and Carson Stadium would of course be called Carson Stadium. And here's a video of NFL highlights. Just to show you what, well,
I'll skip in a couple
that's so
seconds.
much commercial. But just to show you a little bit of what you would be expecting if you were able to attend an NFL game. It's very exciting if you've never gone, just to be sitting there on the sidelines and cheer for your team and be able to see this type of action being done every other Sunday, or however many Sundays that you have, 8 Sundays to be exact, in your own backyard. Yeah. The Super Bowl. The first Super Bowl was played here in Los Angeles. And if things would have happened in the right way, we would have an NFL team here, and Super Bowl 50 was supposed to be played here again, but Super Bowl 50 will be played in San Francisco in January of 2016. So we did not get it, but the 49ers will host it in Levi Stadium. Dan, you have any questions? But one of my favorite sayings, the difference between a successful person and others is not a lack of strength, not a lack of knowledge, but rather a lack of will. And that's one of my favorite quotes ever. Any questions?
Do we know why they left LA to begin with? The Rams?
Money, stadium,
Oh.
stadium issues. Money. Whereas most teams that are trying to move or in any professional sport, is because of stadium issues, stadium taxes,